Hello everyone, this is the Paint Palette. No. I wanted to talk about something that's been bothering me as of late. You all probably have noticed that I haven't been uploading as frequently, and that's partially because of work, and partially because, it feels like my mind's been going down the toilet. I don't really know what else to say about that. There's more that I would like to say, but I don't trust whoever's watching this to not be a blabbermouth. So, I've been thinking about doing some new, different stuff on the channel, in addition to the stuff that I'm usually doing. I've also kind of lost motivation for the Real BFB series, because after a certain point, BFB gets hard to watch, and if it's hard for me to watch, it's hard for me to dub over it and make fun of it. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to continue it in the same way that I've been doing it. I might start again later. We'll see about that. Something else that I've been considering doing, in addition to waiting to pick up that series again, would be to try and go back to a couple of old projects that I gave up on over a year ago, I think. The first one is probably something a few of you are aware of. You can just scroll, because you've either seen it or you can see it just by looking on my channel page and scrolling down until you see it. The Backrooms animated summaries of those Backrooms levels, which I might start doing. And the other thing is something that I never actually got around to starting, but it would be cool if I could start it. And that is it's something I came up with definitely over a year ago. Maybe. I was going to say maybe 2 years ago, but it's definitely not that old. And I think that's about it. Things are definitely going to be harder to work on, because I have work to deal with, and it's unfortunately not just a job that is part-time in the usual sense. It's one of those jobs that feels like it's full-time, even if it is part-time. It's a job at Subway. And the work worst part of it is that my coworker barely speaks any English, so in addition to it not paying very well and taking up most of my time, it's mentally draining to deal with the job. My hope is that the place gets shut down soon. Hopefully I'll have a new job soon. Otherwise, I'll have a different solution to my big problem. Sometimes I wish I had the guts to fix my own problems permanently, but I don't, and that really sucks. Anyway, those are the things on my mind, and hopefully, I can find some way around these nightmares. Life is just one of those things that makes you tired, I guess. I guess I shouldn't be surprised by that. Prepare. We're ready to go. Yep, everything's ready to fly there. Okay then. Let's see. To those of you afraid that I'm going to quit on the channel, that's not happening. I do my best to not quit on things. I've certainly quit on people, and I have certainly had people quit on me. But I don't quit on my creative endeavors, unless I absolutely have to. And this is one creative endeavor I am not quitting on. I just have to hope that I find the motivation to keep things going on other fronts, because I feel emotionally exhausted. Of course, everyone's emotionally exhausted. That's probably the whole damn theme of this period of time. People are going to ask about the 20th century and ask, what was the big theme? And and historians are going to say, everyone was just emotionally exhausted. We're just waiting for the next batch of ideas or religion or something. That's probably going to be at least half true. And I would really love to just, if time travel was a thing, I'd love to just move to the future and get past all this difficult stuff. Because everything has to be difficult this decade, and I'm not a fan of it. There's no way to get around it, of course, but that doesn't mean I have to like it. Anyway, that's the big stuff that's been on my mind these last couple months. If I have anything else to talk about, I'll probably make another video about it. There is one other thing I'd want I want to talk about. It just escapes me at the moment. One of the biggest struggles I've been having in life is the curse that is epilepsy. Forget face reveals. This is probably going to be the most significant thing anyone knows about me until maybe I hit 100 subscribers. Then I might do a face reveal. But for the moment, if you want something significant about me, it's that I have this hellish curse. I don't know what kind of demon is responsible for me having epilepsy. Something that requires taking pills for it every day. It's never shown up in my family before, and being the first in my family to deal with it is almost a nightmare in and of itself, because the question has to be asked, where'd it come from? Because if it didn't come from down the bloodline, and I'm not sure what the cause of it is myself, what am I supposed to think that it is other than something supernatural? I just have to hope that whatever's causing this physical problem goes away soon. It's one of the worst nightmares that I have to deal with, and I've been dealing with it for years at this point. I want to be clear that this isn't me talking about it for sympathy. This is just something I felt like getting off my chest. I've been able to make videos and get a job just fine, all while having this condition. Someone could shoot me in the leg and I would still do my best to get to work every day. Because what matters is fulfilling your obligations in life. Because without that, you don't really have anything else. Pleasure only goes so far. Depression has a definite endpoint. And bitterness only goes so far, too. At some point, you just have to ask, what else is there? And in relation to purpose, there's nothing outside of obligations. In fact, I would honestly be surprised if a world with less obligations ever existed, because for every innovation that we make, there's just the need for more people to do more jobs to keep these things running and online and stuff. Every innovation brings a new obligation, and that's probably the most true it's ever been. And I bring all that up because it drives in why I don't believe I have an excuse to why my sickness isn't an excuse to fall behind on making videos. This is an obligation, and my health is just something that's in the way of it. I wish it wasn't, but at the same time, health is always in the way of everything, especially in this country. And it's made me more firm in a belief that I've held for years, but I've held it stronger now than I ever have. It's that there is no life without suffering. If someone managed to make a world without suffering, it would fall apart very quickly. Sort of like how trying to make something with only a vacuum inside of it on Earth would fall apart very quickly unless there are some special conditions around it. Because the air pressure around this completely empty thing would crush it until it wasn't empty anymore. And in a way, I think suffering is kind of like that for reality. It just has to be there for things to keep on going. And I know this is a very depressing way to end the video, but something else to consider is that this is hopefully going to be the only video I make that sounds like this. I've probably made videos that sounded similar to it years and years ago, but those are long gone. In the meantime, I'm going to be trying my hand at animating things again. I'm not very good at it, but it's worth trying. In the meantime, just stay tuned and make sure to fulfill your obligations too. We've all got our own world to lift. So, with that in mind, I will see you next time. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and have a good day.